are right on the stroke of noon here in the Eastern Time Zone in Allendale, Michigan, getting ready for the championship series of the Women's Division II Softball Regional at Grand Valley State University as the host side tries to make it 3 straight wins today as they take on GLIAC rival Saginaw Valley. Hi everyone, I'm Tom Cleary with you for the broadcast of our action here today. Perhaps one game, perhaps two if Saginaw can win the opener. And these teams certainly know each other very well. Grand Valley came up with some late runs yesterday to beat Saginaw Valley in a winner's bracket game. 6-0 was the final in that one. Grand Valley earlier had defeated the University of Missouri at St. Louis on Thursday in their opener 2-1. Saginaw Valley had a rough, long day. After losing to Grand Valley, they had to come back and play the third game of the day after Missouri St. Louis had eliminated Ohio Dominican by the score of 5-2. It was a game between the Tritons and the Cardinals that went 12 innings before Saginaw Valley scratched out the run that gave their team and Brian Schalk a 4-3 victory. So today, the first possibly of two, with Grand Valley by virtue of coin flip being the visitors in this one. Saginaw Valley is out there. If you get a glimpse of the scoreboard during the game, just remember that Grand Valley's the visitor today. Here's the win for Grand Valley yesterday. This is Goebel with a double early on to give the Lakers a 1-0 lead. And there was not a lot of offense in this one until Grand Valley got it going in the 7th. Here is Kenningshoff with a base hit that accelerated a rally. And here's a great diving catch by Hannah Hollister, one of two she had in the outfield with Beatis in the circle. Another great play here that may have saved a run, a diving catch by Morgan Spicer at second base. And then the Lakers here with Eliana Island with a single to load the bases, and then the floodgates open and Grand Valley scored a bundle of runs, 5 total for the win. So as we get ready for the first pitch, it's Joanna Sorencioni stepping in. The pitcher today for Saginaw Valley is Alyssa Minch, pitching for the first time in this tournament. The ace, Emily Depew, pitched 4 innings of relief yesterday after pitching the entire way against Grand Valley in the opener. She's ready, probably in reserve for the second game if Saginaw Valley gets there, or in possibly some other circumstances if it's a tight game or one that goes beyond 7 innings. 2-ball count here to Sorencioni. The right fielder, senior veteran, looks at that one on the outside edge. 2-1 the count. Minch, as I mentioned, pitching for the first time, is a junior from Wisconsin. And she is being called upon right now in the toughest of circumstances for her team. They need 2 wins, and whoa, that one got away. We've had a little tiny bit of rain. The field got watered down basically to keep the dust down, but it hasn't been very wet. The grass in the outfield's not that wet. I don't think it's going to be much of a factor, although we could get the occasional slip on the ball from one of the pitchers or people handling it. 3-1 the count now to Sorencioni as Grand Valley tries to get off and running early. Lakers have had some slow starts. Count goes full as Sorencioni went through that delivery. 3-2 now with Hannah Hollister, the left fielder, on deck for the Lakers. Here's that last pitch, kind of up in the zone. Looks good, hard to get to. Full count delivery now from Alyssa Minch. And that is down low, and the first Grand Valley runner is aboard. And that's important because Grand Valley
Number 6, the left
has
fielder,
a very
Hannah
speedy
Hollister.
lineup, and they will run when given half an opportunity. The onus really going to be on the catcher today, Paige Thompson. The Grand Valley team stole 4 bases yesterday, and that precipitated a change at the catching position for this game. Here's Hollister with the third baseman Moose in tight. Grand Valley looking to bunt. That ball taken outside for ball 1 with Lydia Goebel on deck. Well, Grand Valley, I said they had some slow starts. It wasn't that slow yesterday. They got Sorencioni down to second base, and in her first at bat, Lydia Goebel ripped one into the gap in right center to score the game's go-ahead run. And what turned out to be the winning run and the winning RBI. The bunt is down, it's perfect. Moose is going to go to first. They've got Hollister, but textbook for Grand Valley right there. Great job done by Hollister. And here we go again with Grand Valley's all-everything player. And what happened here? I looked away for a second. Cirincione took off for third when that ball was being moved around,
Now
and
batting for the Lakers. The
she was
shortstop,
tagged out at
number 9,
third, so that is
Goble.
a enormous base running mistake. She walks in, she sees nobody covering here. The ball goes back, but then the shortstop retrieves and gets back to the position, and they throw it to Gersh, who tags out Cirincione. I'm going to look and see if I see any smoke coming out of the ears of Dana Callahan down in the third base coach's box. It's a great play if it works, but there's really no need because you've got your power hitter up next. And a base hit probably would have scored the first run. So we have seen from all the teams in this tournament some base running gaps. There was a big one in the game yesterday between Missouri St. Louis and Saginaw Valley that helped the Cardinals go on to the win. In the 7th inning, the home side, Missouri St. Louis had a runner at second, nobody out, a fly ball to left field. Easy tag play to go to third, and the runner left too soon. The appeal was made. She was wiped off the bases, and that was that. And Missouri St. Louis struggled for opportunities after that. So I think what happened was Cirincione thought the shortstop was sleeping. The third baseman had come in on the play. And Grand Valley suddenly has 2 outs with Goble up there in a 3-0 count. Goble smartly took that one. And I wouldn't be surprised if this one is off the plate right here. You don't want to let this player beat you with her bat. The outfield is so far around to left for the pull hitter Goble. She looks out to the mound as if to say, yeah, you better not throw one in the zone. I mean, the right fielder
7, Morgan Wagner.
for Saginaw Valley, Maddie Campagna, was playing almost under the gaze of our cameraman, Dave LaFerge McLeod, who's up in the center field camera position there. Here's Morgan Wagner, the catcher. Going is Lydia Goble, and she's in there safely. It was awfully close. It was a pretty good throw by Paige Thompson down there. It bounced. And I thought that Goble had a great jump on the play. Let's see how close this one is. The ball was never caught by the shortstop. She dropped it, and Goble was able to hang on there. You see it on the ground there. She wasn't sure where it went. It got there in time. It just was not fielded. So now a base hit could score the first run of the game. Morgan Wagner goes to a 2-0 count here. And that start already with Grand Valley having a runner thrown out after a sacrifice bunt, trying to get to third on a play when Cirincione thought the infield was asleep. But it was a good play by Gersh, the shortstop, who ran over there. And she made a good catch on a ball that was, she had to backhand and kind of reach back to get the runner. And she did. Let's see if Morgan Wagner can spare Grand Valley's blushes here in this situation. That is up high, and there goes Goble down to third. And that's the second high one we've seen. Now, what happens if they throw one like that again? We'll find out whether or not Alyssa Mensch is alert to the possibility, and if she gets out of the circle quickly, I think you'll see probably Goble coming down the line a little bit now, at least on this pitch, just in case another one gets past Paige Thompson. 3-1. In the air in the infield. This is going to get Saginaw Valley out of it, I do believe. The catch is made by Gills, and the inning ends. So in the top of the first, no runs for Grand Valley, no hits, 1 left. Bottom of the first coming up, no score between Grand Valley and Saginaw Valley here in the NCAA Tournament Regional on the Grand Valley Sports Network.
Fans, do you plan to play college sports? Visit ncaa.org/playcollegesports to learn more about NCAA eligibility requirements. Once again, in the circle for the Lakers, number 11, Hannah Beatis, and behind the plate, number 7, Morgan Wagner.
Bottom of the first inning right now. It'll be a makeshift lineup in some respects. Jackie Popko took ill during the game yesterday that Saginaw Valley had later in the contest, and we're told will not be available for action today. She was replaced quite ably by Olivia Sabin, who leads off and plays in left field. Kate Panashik, starting left fielder in that second game, moved to center where she will play today. It'll be Sabin, Panashik, and Sarah Gersh, the first 3 scheduled against Grand Valley's ace Hannah Beatis. 4 wins in 4 tries. 3 starts in a relief appearance for Beatis, who's upstairs with that first delivery. Well, Grand Valley's played well against Saginaw Valley. Had a very good game yesterday, but you have to think that in a sport like this, the law of averages point to a pretty good chance for Saginaw Valley to maybe spring an upset in one of these games, at least. They know Grand Valley very well. They faced Beatis at least a dozen times during her college career. But when you throw them like that, you tend to have success. 2-1 the count. High fastball right on by Olivia Sabin. Good crowd of Saginaw Valley fans on here, and the Laker faithful as well. The sky's starting to brighten up a little bit today in Allendale. There's that floater, the great trademark changeup from Beatis. 2-2 now. We expect the weather will get better as the day goes on. Grand Valley wins this one. They move on to super regional play next week against a yet to be determined opponent. It's a good pitch there by Beatis. Got into the kitchen of Olivia Sabin. Got her in on the hands, and she barely was able to foul that one back. 2-2 count here in the bottom of the first inning. Few umbrellas still out, so I guess it might just be raining a touch, but not too much for the players. On the edge, or so thought Beatis. Wagner squeezed that one and gave a little wince, but the count runs full. One of those pitches where if Hannah Beatis threw it right there again the next time, it might be a strike. And there it is with the changeup, the 3-2 changeup. Just amazing to watch Beatis during the course of her career dial that pitch up anytime against anyone in any count. So Sabin was bailing on the changeup, and here's Kate Panashik, the center fielder. Good player here for Saginaw Valley, and there's that ball toward the outside edge from Beatis for strike 1. Sarah Gersh, the excellent shortstop for the Cardinals, is on deck. Beatis goes the other side of the plate there, in under the hands of Kate Panashik. 0-2. That pitch is fouled. I think Panashik might have been thinking that wipeout changeup was coming, and she was really late on the fastball, but managed to get just a bit of it. Was the change that was up a little bit. 1-2 count. Bottom of the first inning of the first of potentially 2 games here in this regional tournament. There's a swing and a miss, and 2 batters, 2 strikeouts for Beatis, who pitched a 1-hitter yesterday in the game against Saginaw Valley. There were times when we thought her command wasn't completely dialed in. Then you look at the box score at the end of the game, Saginaw Valley had 1 hit. So there's a standard for pitching, and then there's the Beatis standard. And she's pounding the zone right now. That ball's in a great spot to Sarah Gersh, who takes it for strike 1. Alexis Gills, the local player from Byron Center, not too far from the Grand Valley campus, will bat if Gersh can get aboard. But she's in a hole right now at 0-2. We've checked the forecast today. As the day goes on, maybe within the hour even, we expect the rain to stop for good, but this is something they can play through. That's upstairs. A little kick of the right foot from Beatis. Unhappy with herself. She'll try to get composed, walking around, get mentally prepared. 1-2 count with 2 out for Saginaw Valley, bottom of the first inning. It's a cut fastball off the plate. Tough one to lay off if you're a right-handed hitter. Gersh has worked the count to 2-2. That one is upstairs a little bit, I believe. It was certainly across the plate. And ball 4. And Beatis, I think, was a bit more concerned with the 2-2 pitch than the 3-2 pitch. And now the umpire's coming out to have a word with Hannah. I don't think Beatis said anything. She's kind of smiling there, but I don't think it really rises to the level of being a punishable offense. But if she did say something and the umpire took offense, it's good to nip it in the bud for both parties. Beatis looking in now here against Alexis Gills, the first baseman. And no hard feelings, says the umpire, as he calls that pitch on the outside edge for strike 1. 2 out, 2 strikeouts, followed by a walk to Gersh, who was behind in the count 0-2. Gills taking again. Morgan Wagner throws very well, the Grand Valley catcher. Grand Valley has already stolen 5 bases in a little over a game against Saginaw Valley. After going 0-2 on Gersh, Beatis has now missed on 6 of the last 7. Tapper to short, going to be a tough play for Goebel, and she makes it. Grand Valley's great defense continues. Great stretch by Kelsey Camoris. We go to the second. No score between the Lakers and the Cardinals.
For the Cardinals in the first, no runs, no hits, no Laker errors, and 1 left off base.
Top of the second here in Allendale, the Division II softball regional in the NCAA tournament, pitting Grand Valley against Saginaw Valley. These teams have played 4 times this year. They had a game rained out as well.
Kelsey Camoris.
Grand Valley's won them all so far, and they've won them behind the pitcher that they have in the circle today, Hannah Beatis. Here is Alyssa Minch, who was helped out by a very alert play by her teammates after Sorincione tried to go from second to third after a put out. They threw behind her, and the shortstop, Gersh, got over there and put the tag on her, eliminating a Grand Valley threat. That's another high ball. That's about 3 of them so far that we have seen from Minch. Kelsey Camoris playing at first base here today. Grand Valley's just waiting for this player to unload on one. He's taking plenty of time. 2-0 now on Kelsey. Player from Northville, Michigan, just outside of Detroit in Wayne County. That one took a hop on the way to the catcher. 3-0 now. That's a 4-pitch walk to start the inning for Grand Valley as Camoris reaches.
Number 2, the center fielder.
Second time now that Minch has walked the leadoff hitter. She was helped out by Grand Valley in the first. I don't think you're going to see some base running errors this time. Eliana Island, the center fielder, bats now. She started out the tournament in the number 2 spot for the game against Missouri St. Louis, dropped down to 7 yesterday, and she moves up to 6 for this one. She had a bunt single in the game. Camoris not a big threat to run down there at first base. It's in for a strike, although this player, Island, if she gets on, she is a huge threat to do some damage on the bases. That one gets away. Camoris is going to get a free pass down to second. That helps out. Now that could change the strategy here. Dana Callahan flashing the signals. I think they're going to get a runner at this point for Camoris. And the player who trots out there for the Lakers is Alexis McCullough. Senior from Indiana out at second base right now. Grand Valley going to play for that early run and take a chance. Get somebody speedy on the bases. Boy, Island's got some space out in left center. Not that she would necessarily have to knock one by the outfielders, but she gets it into the gap. It's going to probably score McCullough, who's fast enough to be used as a pinch runner, and she's got Dana Callahan down at third, who likes to wave her arm. That pitch is up high. Nice take by Island. 2-1 the count now. Morgan Spicer waits on deck for the Lakers here in the top of the second. Well, Island tried to get out of the way of that one. That pitch ate her up. It was up inside, and I don't think she was really attempting to bunt at it so much as to protect herself. 2-2 the count. We've seen some great play here during the week, but the bunting all the way around for all the teams here has been less than spectacular, certainly below the standard of what we're used to, and that's just not these two teams. 2-2. Good rip there by Island right back to the screen. Grand Valley has had a runner reach scoring position in each of the first 2 innings. They did not score in the first. Would very much like to get one in the books right here. Count running full now at 3-2. Good take there by the freshman. This is a player that Grand Valley had high expectations for coming into the year. She started slowly, but has in recent weeks started to pick it up at the plate. And I think she chased ball 4 that time, fouled it off. That pitch was up in the zone. Eliana might have hurt herself on that swing right now. She felt something, it looks like, in her left shoulder that may have popped. It's not her throwing hand, so it's possible she might be able to go on. They're going to try to get the trainer to give her a little bit of work. It was an unseemly swing. I don't know if we'll see that again or not, but the ball is up, and she kind of pulled her left arm in a little bit, and you could see the wince after that. Maybe got a little bit of a stinger, taking a couple of swings now. That looks a little bit better, and she's just trying to shake it off. May have had a strain. I'd be surprised if Grand Valley took her out of the ball game this early right now. Might try to let her battle through this at bat and then make a judgment. We should point out that Eliana's father was a great football player here at Grand Valley. So I think toughness was part of the upbringing in her program. She's going to step back in. Okay. Umpire showing good patience to give an injured player a chance to get herself right, even though she wasn't hit by the ball or the bat or anybody else. 3-2 count. She's hoping they throw her a ball right here, I think. Maybe a bouncer. Well, that's exactly what happened. Good play by Camoras, who took off when that ball went over the head of Paige Thompson.
Now, the second baseman,
So,
number 3, Morgan Spicer.
That's the best of both worlds there. Grand Valley moves the runner up and gets a runner on board, and suddenly Ryan Schock is going to take a look at what he can do. Is he going to make a pitching change already? Would that be something? Warming up for Saginaw Valley is Margot van Eel, the young pitcher from the Netherlands, but instead it's going to be Jacqueline Groves, who was the starter yesterday in the game against Missouri St. Louis. She did okay. Eventually gave way to Depew. And it sort of looks like Saginaw Valley will do just about anything to avoid having to use Depew for this first game. They've got to take their chances with their other people and get Depew ready for a second game if there is one. Right now, though, Grand Valley's on the verge of doing some damage. First and third, nobody out. And in a championship game, I kind of salute the action by Ryan Schock. Nothing against the pitcher that he removed from the game, but you just can't wait against Grand Valley and against Beatis. He knows they're not likely to get a lot of runs against Hannah.
Batting for the Lakers,
And
number
already,
3, Morgan Spicer.
the first 6 players of the game, there have been 4 walks recorded by Grand Valley. So this is what they call a high-tension situation. That's why you see so many early relievers in Major League Baseball now, because of situations like this, and this is going to bail them out right here. First pitch swinging. Spicer pops it up to shortstop, which is exactly what
Now
Saginaw
batting for the
Valley
Lakers,
ordered.
Number 4, Libby Fair.
Here's Libby Fair, who was the DP in this one. I can tell you what I think is going to happen here. I think Libby Fair is going to be taking on this first pitch, and I think Eliana Island is going to be headed towards second base. Let's see if we're right. Bunt is up. Island runs down, stops. Paige Thompson doesn't throw it through, and now Grand Valley with 2 in scoring position. And more importantly, they take away the force out at second. These runners don't have to run on a ground ball with 1 out unless they see it gets through. And with Camoras, that might be a good idea. Little flare on the left side, going hard. That would have been a disaster maybe for Saginaw Valley if Alex Gills had caught that ball, but Camoras was off the base. Maybe she couldn't tell it was in foul territory. She should have been retreating right away. It would have been a very hard catch, a turn, and then a throw to the plate. But it's 0-2 here on Libby Fair. She's just got to block this one in play somewhere for Grand Valley if she can. That's good pitching right there by the reliever. Jacqueline Groves wasted 1 outside there. Foul tip, caught on the rebound. Great play by Thompson to locate that ball, and Grand Valley, after squandering an opportunity in the first, is going to need something here from their number 9 hitter, Megan Kenningshoff. Very nice play by Thompson there to get a much-needed put-out. Kenningshoff hits it on the ground is short. This should get him out of it. The throw across in time for the out. So Grand Valley gets a runner to second in the first inning, runners to second and third in the second, and it is still scoreless. Bottom of the second coming up here from Allendale, Michigan.
Second, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 left on base.
back out into the circle to go to work here in the bottom of the second. As we mentioned earlier, Saginaw Valley, by virtue of the flip of a coin, designated as the home team for this game.
0-0, Paige Kalinsky.
So those 2 zeros up on the scoreboard in left field for the visitors are actually Grand Valley's totals through 2. Paige Kalinsky leads off here. She is the designated player after catching yesterday in the game between these two teams. Kalinsky, Sarah Moose, Paige Thompson. First 3 scheduled here. Medium depth outfield for Grand Valley, maybe in a shade and left, with Hannah Hollister. That one is right down the pipe again from Hannah Beatis. There's a line drive to right field that will fall in. Maybe the throw back behind. Oh, they get her. How about it by Cirencioni? It looked to me like a easy base hit, but Cirencioni was in shallow. Got it. Kamaris alertly on the bag, and it wasn't really that close at first. They've got her by a step. And Kalinsky just, she had done the hard part. That's a ground ball out, 9-3 if you're keeping score at home. That's not one you write on the sheet very often. Now it's Sarah Moose playing at third base here today. Tapper foul past Kenningshoff. I guess we can say that the no-hitter is still intact for Beatis, although we're not supposed to talk about those things. Anna has given up 1 walk in this game. That came to Gersh with 2 out in the first. Then got Gills on a ground ball to Goebel, which Lydia made a good play on and a strong throw. Now it's Cirencioni showing her arm in the outfield. Grand Valley people did not like that call. Hannah Beatis, though, has already had a little chat with the umpire earlier, so she's not likely to show any emotion. She's going to have to go back to work here. Smash to Kenningshoff, big hop, toss across, and Moose becomes the second out of the inning. A big part of Grand Valley's success in this tournament has been infield defense, and Kenningshoff has done just about as much as anybody, but there have been multiple spectacular plays by everybody but Kamaris, who's actually made a couple of decent plays of her own. Kenningshoff had that critical play in the Missouri-St. Louis game. 3 on, 1 out. Smash to her. She stepped on third and threw across for the inning-ending double play. And we know what Goebel has done, and also Morgan Spicer. Thompson late on that delivery with 2 out. 1-1 the count. You see a few umbrellas starting to come down here in the crowd. Everybody's still wearing their hood, but I think the rain is about to stop as the sky is starting to turn blue in West Michigan. Thompson foul tipped that one out in front of that off-speed delivery from Hannah Beatis. Grand Valley outfield doesn't move around all that much. They play pretty much straight away on everybody, medium depth. They know what they've got in the circle there, so they're not going to mess up their alignment very often. Hannah's way upstairs on that one. 2-2 with Maddie Campagna, the right fielder, waiting to bat for Saginaw Valley if Paige Thompson can get aboard. Check swing. I think that one might have stung the hands of Paige Thompson a little bit. That was awfully close, and that vibration got into her digits pretty quickly, I think. Kind of jumped out of the box, just making sure she was where she wanted to be. In 2018, Hannah Beatis was the number 2 pitcher for Grand Valley. After a redshirt injury year in the COVID season, she is now pitching here in 2023. And as I said earlier this week, she has won a game in 6 consecutive seasons. I don't think they keep stats on that, but it's not going to happen much more often here. And that is a change up, and Morgan Wagner knew it. Called strike 3. We go to the third. Still nothing between the Lakers and the Cardinals. Today on the Grand Valley Sports
And
Network.
taking a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, we do have a final from the great state of Indiana. The Indianapolis Greyhounds have defeated the Lewis Flyers by a score of 2-1.
For the third inning, Jacqueline Groves back in the circle for Saginaw Valley, the second pitcher. We had an announcement a short while ago. Indianapolis has defeated Lewis by the score of 2-1 in the other portion of this regional. So it looks like it will be Indianapolis and the winner of this series next week. That was some probably unwanted news for Grand Valley that was holding out hope they could win here today and maybe be selected to host next week in the Super Regional. But with Indy winning that game
Leading off for the Lakers,
over Lewis,
right
2-1,
fielder, number 20,
that
Joanna
chance might
Sorrenzioni.
be gone. Here's Sorrenzioni. She's looking for a little bit of redemption after her gaffe on the bases early on. She was thrown out at third after a successful sacrifice got her to second, facing Groves for the first time. On the other hand, Grand Valley can use this as motivation for players like Sorrenzioni and Goebel and Hannah Beatis, the seniors. They want to go out on top here, and they want to win on their home field. Here's a ball hit hard to center field, but right at the retreating Panashik. And that's out number
Now
one.
batting for the Lakers, number 6, Hannah Hollister.
Hollister sacrificed perfectly back in the first inning. Got Sorrenzioni to second. In the confusion, Sorrenzioni thought that she could make third, but they threw across and the shortstop put the tag on her. That is just inside from Groves, who she puts on a little demonstration there, a little bit of arm wagging, and no real reaction from the umpire except the stare down. 1-0 here to Holly. Little tapper over the mound. Going to be easy for Gersh, I think. Well, it wasn't easy. It was a close play. Hollister went down the line in a hurry, and she was just barely nipped on that one.
Welcome to the plate, the shortstop, number 9.
Gersh is a good
Goebel.
shortstop. Let's see this play again at first. Safe or out. Wow, that was really close. Sometimes the hitter knows. Hollister was not pleased with that call. It looked to me from the naked eye that they had just got her, but after that replay, not so sure. But we march on with Goebel batting for the second time. Took Goebel about 45 seconds in this game to get her uniform dirty, which is something that happens with great regularity with this player. She's always diving or throwing herself into peril. She's got the clay on the jersey and the pants. Goebel takes that one on the outside. I think those are good takes by Goebel. She can certainly reach that pitch and react to it, but she's looking for one in her wheelhouse that she can drive. Look at how far, well, they are playing now with 4 outfielders. Interesting. That is low. Do we get a look at that from the second baseman has gone out to play in the outfield. They are guarding the exits against this player. And if she hits a roller to the right side, now she might run for a while. And instead, she's going to walk for a while down to first base. And here comes the infielder back in.
Morgan Wagner.
Sydney Hero. Didn't think she'd be playing right field today, but you know, I like it. It's a creative idea from Ryan Schock. Here's Morgan Wagner. And the carousel could start to go again. Wagner swings and fouls that one away on the right side. Well, 2 out, runner at first. Pretty much a textbook running situation here. You want to get the runner into scoring position, and especially this runner. Gobel's not going, and that's strike 2. So now I would think this would really be a running situation for Gobel here, because you've got Wagner in an 0-2 hole. If Gobel were to be thrown out trying to steal, this hitter would lead off the next inning. Gobel is going. Here's the throw down. They're not going to get her. Great head first slide again by Gobel. And people who know baseball will tell you the head first slide is the fastest way to go, because you don't have to slow down to do it. Not a lot of people want to do it that way, but Gobel has stolen twice in this game. And because her head is down, her upper body is down, they weren't going to tag her up high, which might have been a possibility. 1-2. And Wagner can't make it work. She strikes out. We go to the bottom of the third inning. Still no score. And a little bit of jawing going on right now between the two teams. We'll see what happens when Saginaw Valley comes to bat here against Beavis.
For the Lakers in the third, no runs, no hits, no cardinal errors, and 1 left on base. Fans, did you know that more than 15,000 student athletes compete in NCAA championships at more than 800 sites across the country each year? Don't miss out on witnessing the greatest moments in sports history. Find a championship near you by visiting ncaa.com/tickets.
Okay, buddy, talking garbage. Let's get it.
Well, 3 games so far.
Leading off for the Cardinals,
Grand Valley has scored
number
just 1 run
17,
in its
batting
first 3
Ken
at-bats. Lakers didn't score until the 4th in the game against Missouri St. Louis. They scored 1 run yesterday in the first inning against Saginaw Valley, but they've been shut out by 2 different pitchers here. As Matty Campagna steps in, the right fielder, to face Beatis. First pitch swinging here. Campagna from Milford in southeast Michigan. Beatis has got to be buttoned down today. Her team has not been able to give her any offense. Right to Gobel. Quick toss across, and Campagna is out by a mile at first. Not only does Lydia Gobel do something a lot of shortstops don't do, she charges balls pretty consistently, but she gets the ball out of her glove and over toward first in a real hurry, as she did that time, and Campagna is out shortstop to first to begin this inning. Here's Sydney Hero. Watches the floater come in there. The changeup from Hannah Beatis. Another off speed there. Count goes to 1-1. Hero is the last player to come to the bat here in this game. Number 9 hitter for Saginaw Valley, batting with 1 out in the third. Little tapper, Kenningshoff. Strong arm across there for Megan. And that is out number 2. Well,
Now batting the left fielder.
pitcher's
number
best friend
3,
is a strong
Olivia
defense, and the
Saban.
Lakers have had that. You cannot find any fault in the way Grand Valley has played defensively, and quite honestly, it might be the reason why they're the last undefeated team in this tournament. They've been exceptional defensively up until this point. Pitch cuts inside there to Olivia Saban, the number 1 hitter in the order. 2 left side groundouts for Saginaw Valley. 2 out now in the bottom of the third. Check swing, but A, she went too far, and B, that was probably in the zone anyway. Check that one again, but it was up, and fairly clearly she did not go around on that one. 2-1 now to Saban. in the air on the left side. This is Hollister camped under it. And she puts it away for out number 3. Top of the 4th coming up. Scoreless so far between Grand Valley and Saginaw Valley in the NCAA Tournament Regional on the Grand Valley Sports Network.
Fans, for your convenience, rosters are located at the entrance to the bleachers and at the ticket tent. You can also access the official NCAA digital game program on your mobile device, tablet, or laptop free of charge. Visit ncaa.com/game programs for an inside look at today's championship.
Top of the 4th now here at Grand Valley at the softball stadium on a slightly wet Saturday. All of the umbrellas pretty much have come down now.
Leading off the 4th for the Lakers,
And the rain has stopped.
first baseman, number
It'll be
19,
Kelsey Camoris leading off,
Camoris.
followed by Eliana Island and Morgan Spicer. First 3 scheduled hitters. Got to give some credit to Ryan Schock, the first-year coach at Saginaw Valley. Made an early pitching change after his starter had walked 4 of the first 6 hitters she faced. Somehow Saginaw Valley came out of that unscathed. And Jacqueline Groves, the second pitcher, who started yesterday, has righted the ship. Facing Camoris now, who walked and got all the way to the 3rd in her at bat in the 2nd inning. It's a changeup that hangs a little bit high. This is a stone-faced umpire right here. Pitchers are looking in, asking high, outside, whatever, and he doesn't move. Morris offered at a pitch that was always going to be tough. That one might have got a little bit of Paige Thompson, maybe on the leg somewhere. She's trying to shake it off. That ball was fouled into the dirt, and it looked to me like it came up and got Thompson possibly on the right leg, right above her knee pad. Camoris just foul. 1-2 count to the Grand Valley leadoff hitter is the first baseman, Kelsey Camoris, in inning number 4 today from Allendale, Michigan. This one is straight up to shoot. It should be pretty easy for the shortstop, and it is. As Sarah Gersh puts that away for out number 1.
Now batting for the Lakers, number 2, Eliana Island.
Here's Island, who's probably gotten some additional treatment after feeling something pop, I think, in her left shoulder in that first at bat. She continued on and she stayed in the game and looks to be good to go. This is the player Grand Valley wants to get on base. She can really fly. Spicer on deck is a runner too. Here's a ground ball on the left side. They're going to try, and it's not going to happen. Excellent effort by Gersh. It'll go as an infield single for Island.
Stepping into the box for the Lakers, the second baseman, number 3, Morgan Spicer.
And for Grand Valley, as I look down on my sheet, that is the first hit of the ball game. They've had a lot of people on via walks, but that's the first hit. So Spicer bats next. Island is going. Here's the throw down, and they got her. Better throw down by Thompson that time. And there's a play again. If you look at it, if Island goes in head first, that high tag might not have gotten her, but this ball was there in a hurry. Let's see again. She very nearly got around, but a lot of people like the head first slide for that reason at second base. So now 2 out as Island is caught stealing. And Spicer in an 0-2 hole. In the air, on the right side, coming hard and making the catch out there is Campagna for out number 3. Bottom of the 4th coming up. Nothing between the Lakers and the Cardinals today on the Grand Valley Sports Network.
For the Lakers in the 4th, no runs, 1 hit, no Cardinal errors, and none left on base. Fans, do you want to play college sports? Visit ncaa.org/playcollegesports to learn more about NCAA eligibility requirements. Leading off for the Cardinals, the center fielder number 8, Kate Panachik.
So as we get set to start the bottom of the 4th, Idlin is a late arrival out there, and she finally comes out after getting squared away. Not sure what happened there. She was possibly getting some treatment after being thrown out at second, and I speculated about the lack of a headfirst slide there. We have to recall that she was injured her left arm or shoulder in her first inning at bat, so maybe she had a good reason for going in feet first. Little tapper foul that hits the leadoff hitter. It's Kate Panachik, strikeout victim in the first. Just one base runner via the walk for Saginaw Valley so far. Grand Valley has but 1 hit, and it was Island who was quickly snuffed out at second base on a steal attempt. Hannah Beatis continues to work here for the Lakers. Two and one the count. Panachik, Gersh, and Gills. Really where you'd expect to get something done if you're Saginaw Valley here in the 4th. Here's a smash past Goebel into left field, and that is the first hit of the game for the Cardinals. Comes at a good time, too. Number 3 hitter coming to the plate, and Sarah Gersh.
Shortstop number 10, Sarah Gersh.
It's an interesting situation here. Gersh is arguably their top hitter. And yet, I don't know that you want to have her bunting in this situation. Maybe. No, she is bunting. It's a good one. Kenningshoff makes the throw across to record the out. Excellent execution there all the way around. Not an easy play for Kenningshoff, and Grand Valley just barely to get it over to first in time to retire Gersh. So now runner in scoring position with 1 gone, and here's Gills. So now the situation is a strikeout or a pop-up if you're Hannah Beatis. You do not want to advance that runner to third base. It's upstairs to Gills. Grounded out to Beatis. Back in the first. Runner on at second with 1 out. Here's the ball back up the middle. Deflected to Lydia Goebel, who guns it across. That was just slightly off the glove of Beatis. And pretty fortuitous for Grand Valley. That ball could have ended up anywhere. Goebel was moving toward it. Sometimes you see a ball redirected toward third base, which is impossible to make a play on. But that one kind of just took enough off to give Goebel plenty of time to get over there and make the play. So the runner at third, 2 gone on the 1-6-3 put out of Alex Gills. And this is Kalinsky, the DP in this game. And no time like the present if you're a Cardinal fan. The chances are few and far between generally against Hannah Beatis, but they've got one for sure right now. They have got to get a ball in play if they can. That is on the inside corner for strike 1. 1-1 the count with 2 out. Kalinsky the batter. She actually had what looked like a hit in her first at bat. Hit a line drive to right field, but Grand Valley threw her out at first base. That's a changeup right there. I think you see Cirincione playing a little bit deeper right now in this situation. She wants to keep the ball in front. This one's on Beatis. Grand Valley thought the check swing went a little bit far, and the appeal down to first base says no. 3-1 the count. With Sarah Moose, the third baseman, waiting to bat next. Great pitch from Beatis right there. Kolinsky really almost couldn't get out of the way. And the count runs full. Well, Beatis taking some time right now in the circle. Oh my goodness, that call is unbelievable there. The first check seemed to be an arguable call, but that one, I don't know if we can dial this up again. There's some smiles in the dugout there. Those are knowing smiles as well. Let's see if it's a swing here.
Now running for the Cardinals, number 35.
That's a swing when you go past the plate like that.
And batting for the Cardinals, we have the third baseman.
And the Grand Valley fans have a pretty good beef. Kolinsky goes down. They're getting a runner on right now. It's Marissa Beck who comes into the game to run for Kolinsky. Tough call for the Lakers, but they're going to have to play around it now. 2 out, 2 on, thinking about a squeeze. Grand Valley's not going to throw the ball back. Oy, 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 that was kind of crazy there. Morgan Wagner, instead of throwing to second, threw to third, and Kenningshoff had to make one of her best plays of the week to backhand that one low, and it almost hit the bag. She's retreating. She barely got the glove down in time. Saginaw Valley with a chance to score 2 now. First pitch, by the way, was a strike. Count 1-1 now to this hitter, Sarah Moose. First threat of the game for the Cardinals. Two the count to Sarah Moose. Showed bunt there. She's not going to bunt. Not especially fast runner, and probably not going to shake up. Well, she's showing bunt again here. She's going to drag the bat back. Kind of wonder about this one. 3-2. So base open down at first. Not a critical pitch here for Beatis if she throws one outside the zone, but she wants to take care of this hitter if she can. Moose grounded to third in her first at bat. She's swinging here. Goebel's going to have to make a play. Does she get it across? She does. In time for the third out. So Grand Valley's defense prevails again. We go to the 5th inning. Still scoreless between the Lakers and the Cardinals.
For the Cardinals in the 4th, no runs, 1 hit, no Laker errors, and 2 left on base. This Mother's Day weekend, the NCAA and Grand Valley State University would like to give a shout out to all of the moms in attendance. Please give it up for all of the moms here today.
We continue along here in this scoreless game. Both teams have had some opportunities. Grand Valley's had a couple. That last one was a dandy for Saginaw Valley, but again, it's the play of the All-America shortstop Lydia Goebel that saves Hannah Beatis and the Lakers as she came in hard on a little tapper on the left side, made the play, made the throw. It was accurate and allowed Grand Valley to retire Sarah Moose for the final out of the inning. Here's a ball that is touched by the pitcher, and that's going to go as an infield single for Libby Fair. Leading off here, bottom three in the batting order. Fair might get a runner here. It's one of those plays where the pitcher just can't believe what she's just done. That ball's going up the middle, probably would have found its way into the glove of Gersh, but instead it's deflected toward the left side of the infield.
The third baseman, number 5, Megan Kennenshaw.
Now Schock is going to come out. They're going to talk strategy here. Grand Valley has opted for a pinch runner. Mary Jane Goodman, the freshman from Oaklawn, Illinois, sees her first action of this tournament. Kenningshoff, who can hit from either side, started the first game against the left-hander, batted right-handed, and then obviously yesterday against Saginaw Valley against Depew, who is a right-hander. Kenningshoff went over to the other side of the plate. Dana Callahan talking it over with Kenningshoff. Want to see what they're going to do. The umpire is going to go out and break this up. You can't have a complete teaching session during the middle of the game. And I think that the umpire is saying something to Ryan Schock right now, who says something back on his way off. Exit stage left. So here's Kenningshoff. They're going to play pretty shallow for her.
Still number 5, Megan Kennenshaw at the
It's
plate.
important for Goodman to be dialed in and not make a mistake on the bases in this situation. Runner on, nobody out. Kenningshoff probably looking to bunt here, runs up and hits it foul. That's intriguing. This outfield is really shallow. This is a player who's got a little bit of pop in her bat, too. And if you look at what's going on in right field right now, there are acres of space. Panashik in and toward center field. There's a ball into the outfield. This one's gonna fall in. Oh, Goodman's made a mistake and not gone. They're gonna get the force out. Well, that's one where the player really has to be on high alert. Now, it's a difficult play, but the mistake that Goodman made was she didn't go far enough, didn't get a great look at it. It goes as a fielder's choice. Center fielder to the second baseman, I believe, covering there. So Grand Valley has had a couple of
Now batting for the Lakers.
base running
Right fielder, number 20,
problems
Joanna
in this
Sorrentino.
game. Kenningshoff is safe at first on the fielder's choice. And here is Sorrentino. This is in the air. A lot of people in position to get to that one. I'm not sure if the infield fly rule was called there or not, which means that the hitter was going to be out anyway. And I just glanced out at the base umpire, and he had his hand raised before anything happened, it seemed. But it's a pop out by Sorrentino, and now big at bat here for Hollister with a runner at first. Kenningshoff. Goebel is on deck for the Lakers. So Grand Valley's got to do it here by hook or crook if it can. Here's a smash into center field. Here goes the runner to third, Kenningshoff. She's going to get there, and then down to second on the throw by Panashik is Hannah Hollister. And let's guess what's going to happen next. Second and third, 2 out, Lydia Goebel up. She's not swinging the bat.
Now up for the Lakers, the shortstop, number 9, Lydia Goebel.
Come on, Lydia.
Well, if Goebel gets anything to swing at here, I would be stunned. Let's see here if they're going to. A catcher setting up way outside. Why would you take the chance? That's not far enough outside to get Lydia Goebel. She can go out and get that ball. 1-0 the count. The unintentional intentional pass. Seems to be in effect right now. You better not miss over the plate. Boy, they're going right at her. Shocking to me. But Groves does not seem to be afraid. Let's see if she can make the pitches necessary. 3-0. Well, I don't know what the green light sign is from Dana Callahan, but if ever there was a time you might put it on. Lydia Goebel checking the count. Will she go here 3-0? Good pitcher's pitch there, 3-1. Amazing to me that they're pitching to her in this situation. Almost a 500 hitter for the year. And now the count runs full on Goebel after her first swing at this at bat. I'm looking at Jen Rivera. She's smiling down at first base. That is her want generally, but I think she's thinking, wow, they're giving us a break. Now look at this, 4 outfielders again. Second baseman goes to right field goes to right center. There's a ball toward center, going hard and getting there is Panache. And Goebel is retired, and the alignment switch was made just in time. Great strategy by Schock. The Cardinals get out of a big hole right there. Bottom of the 5th coming up. Still no score between Grand Valley and Saginaw Valley.
For the Lakers in the 5th, no runs, 2 hits, 1 Cardinal error, and 2 left on base.
Play made by Panashik and great strategy employed by Ryan Schock. They were going to play it kind of cagily with Lydia Goebel at the plate, but then when the count ran full, they figured she might hit one into some space. The center fielder moved over in the left center field. That made it a much easier catch for her to get over running to her glove side. I think with the basic 3 outfielder alignment there, they gave themselves a little bit of breathing room, and Panashik made the play. And Saginaw Valley celebrated. So it rains on Grand Valley in that half of the inning, and now it's raining on the rest of us here as Beatis goes back out in the circle. Little pop-up on the infield, making Kennishoff only had to avoid stepping on the base there and falling over it. And she didn't do it, and she did catch it for out number 1.
Now up for the Cardinals, the right
That was
fielder,
Paige
number
Thompson,
17,
by the way.
Maggie Campagna.
Here's Campagna. Get a grounder to Goebel in her last at bat. And this is a little surprising to me that the umpire is letting this go on. Just a basic strategy session in the middle of the game here. Hannah Beatis has said something to the umpire, who's going over to talk about this conference here. Not really a situation where anything's in play for Campagna. Nobody on, 1 out. Outfield straight away, the rain coming down a little bit here. There's a tapper, foul. That was touched by Kenningshoff, but it was in foul territory. So nice break there for the team from Grand Valley. Beatis wants a dry ball. They're sending balls into the dugout to get toweled off. As much for the residue that's collecting as for the wetness from the rain. We want to get the clay off the ball. 0-1, 1 gone here. Beatis pitching in the 5th. Scoreless. Strike 2 to Campagna. Is out number 2. The fastball swung through by the right fielder for Saginaw Valley, and that'll leave it up to the number 9 hitter, Sydney Hero. Four strikeouts in the game for Hannah Beatis. Hero hit a grounder to Kenningshoff in her last at bat. A little surprised. This player who can run, would she be bunting with 2 out? Kenningshoff seems to think so. She's in a couple steps at third. Goebel slides over after catching the signal from the catcher. That's fouled out of play. You can see Lydia Goebel doing that a lot. She probably figures if it's off speed, she's going to move over and figure that the hitter might pull it a little bit. If it's a fastball, she might take a step or 2 toward the middle of the field, figuring the hitter might not catch up. Not moving around at all in this one. And that one had some velocity. 2-1 the count with 2 out. Just a steady little drizzle is what we're getting right now here. Now Hero facing a 2-2 count with 2 out. Count goes full to the number 9 hitter, Sydney Hero, batting in the bottom of the 5th inning here against Grand Valley. She's going to take a walk, so Beatis lost her. And that brings up the top of the batting order, Olivia Sabin. Has swung a pretty good bat in the last couple of days after entering the lineup for Saginaw Valley. She replaces Popko, who's not available for duty after taking ill yesterday. Hannah Beatis would like to end this right now with the number 3 hitter on deck and more power behind her. That's 4 straight misses there after going 2-2 on the previous hitter. This is a player that you can expect will put it into play. She does on the right side, but this is going to sail out of play. That's a great change there. 2-2 now. Hannah Beatis probably thinking, I wish I would have saved that one for the 2-strike count, because completely flummoxed is the hitter here. She's committed too soon and has no chance to pull the trigger. Right back to the screen. Not a lot of hitting in this one. Valley's made some good defensive plays, but the Lakers have also had a couple of miscues running the bases here that cost them outs. And there is the changeup, swinging strike 3. And a little chirping going on again, that time between Sabin and Morgan Wagner. We march on to inning number 6. Still scoreless here in the first game of the championship series. sixth inning. The home plate umpire, I think, has had just about enough of the jawboning that's been going on between these two teams. He came over to talk to Dana Callahan. There were some words exchanged between Sabin and Wagner, and Sabin pointed her bat at her as if to say, back off. There's been talking going on both sides, and it does detract a little bit from what's been happening here today. I know these are big rivals, but the play on the field speaks for itself. I don't think this NCAA umpiring crew needs a lot of chirping to add color to what has been a very tight game. But right now it's Jacqueline Groves back out for inning number 6. It'll be Morgan Wagner, who is one of the people who's talking has been the subject of some concern, facing the relief pitcher Jacqueline Groves, who's been outstanding. Came on in the second, and Grand Valley's really had not much going against her until the last inning when Goebel lined out with 2 on and 2 out to center field. That pitch is up. Wagner had a home run on Thursday against Missouri St. Louis. As I look down to the bullpen, I see Emily Depew warming up, expecting maybe to get the call here if this one goes beyond the requisite 7 innings. Grand Valley's got no such plans. Wagner in the air to right, fairly deep, back, off the wall. It's going to go for extra bases. That was only about a foot away from a home run. Wagner should have been kept an eye on Dana Callahan. She's turning to talk to her teammates, and Dana Callahan saying, she dropped the ball out there. You should be standing next to me right now. And that's what happens when you get distracted. Now Callahan points at third base. Watch the end of this play here. The ball comes off the wall hard, and then Campagna struggles to pick it up. And that's the cue, and she does it twice. And Wagner gave up on the play, and that's another running mistake. Here's a line drive to right. How about that? Had Wagner gone to third, that would have been the first run of the game right there. It's a line drive out off the bat of Camoris.
The Lakers, the center fielder, number 2, Eliana Island.
And now we see a pitching change with possibly Depew coming in here. She's had time to warm up. Island's going to talk it over with Dana Callahan, but Jen Rivera's out there talking to her player at second base. The conference in the circle goes on because it benefits Grand Valley as well. But really, it was a play that, if this one doesn't turn out for Grand Valley, they will look back on and say, we shot ourselves in the foot a little bit. Wagner's not the fastest runner out there, so she probably thought for her to get to second was all that kind of ball would normally merit. But the right fielder, Campagna, picked the ball up twice and dropped it. And if Wagner had been looking at her third base coach, she would have seen the green light on. Here's Island now. That pitch is outside. Jacqueline Groves with a runner at second and 1 out. 2 very hard hit balls this inning. Good eye by Island, the freshman. In the air, medium depth left field. Wagner probably not going to be able to go here. Takes a couple of steps and heads back. So if the first fly out wasn't an RBI inducing at bat, that one would have been. Oh, what might have been.
For the Lakers, it's the second baseman.
And now it's down to Morgan Spicer.
Spicer.
Grand Valley starting to measure Groves a little bit, though, here in the 6th inning. And here's Spicer. Takes down low. If Spicer can roll one over into right field. Big shift on right now, playing her toward left. Spicer thought about bunting there, which is not a terrible idea. It's going to take some kind of base hit to score Wagner from second base with the outfield in pretty close. An atom ball to the outfield will probably not get it done. And a smash down to Gills to end the inning. So once again, Grand Valley with a little bit of a slip on the bases, and it cost them big time. We go to the bottom of the sixth. No score between the Lakers and the Cardinals on the Grand Valley Sports Network.
For the Lakers in the sixth, no runs, one hit, no Cardinal errors, and one left on base.
Bottom of the sixth inning now is Hannah Beatis. Tosses the ball back in to get dried off. Does she have one already in her glove? I guess she does. She's ready to go against Kate Panashik. 1 for 2 in the game. A strikeout in the first, a base hit back in the fourth. This is the strongest part of the lineup here for Ryan Chalk and Saginaw Valley. Hitters 2, 3, and 4. Panashik, Gersh, and Gills. With Kalinsky slated to bat fourth here. If Saginaw Valley can get somebody on. Here's a ball to left. Hollister's back. I thought that one was hit a little bit harder when it left the bat, but Hollister had her played perfectly. And that's out number
Now
one.
making her way to the plate for the Cardinals, it's the shortstop, number 10, Sarah Gersh.
Gersh batting now. Doesn't have an official at bat in this game. Walked in the first, sacrificed in the fourth. Third trip up against Hannah Beatis. This ball is hit in the air to center field. Island going back. It's deep. It's over her head. Up against the fence. It'll go for 2. Island hustles it back in. And that's a 1-out double. So 2 balls that were hit pretty good off of Hannah Beatis. And that'll bring
Now
Alex
back
Gills to the
Cardinals,
plate.
first baseman, number 7, Alexis Gillis.
Gills in the contest so far has been put down a couple of times by Lydia Goebel. One was a basic 6-3 grounder. The other one was off the glove of Hannah Beatis to Lydia Goebel. So we scored that one 1-6-3. Strike one on a changeup. Smash to Kenningshaw. She'll look the runner back. Throw across, done beautifully by the Laker third baseman. Grand Valley covered all the exits there with Goebel flying over there
Now batting for the Cardinals, the designated
await a
player,
return throw.
0, Paige Kalinsky.
In case Gersh tried to make it to third. So here's Paige Kalinsky. Tapped foul at the plate. 1 strike here. 2 out, a runner at second. Bottom of the sixth for Saginaw Valley in this scoreless game. Just off the plate there, 1-1 now. You can tell Grand Valley is really drilled in these situations, even though it's a casual throw back from the catcher to the pitcher. Morgan Spicer racing over after every play, just in case one slips from Morgan Wagner or gets through the glove of Beatis. That is a strike right there. A little bit of a check swing, but it was in the zone anyway. And Kalinsky is now down to the count, 1-2 with 2 out. Hannah Beatis looking for a big pitch here after surrendering her first extra base hit of the game, a double to Gersh, who's down there at second base right now. And there it is, a swinging strike 3. And we move on to the 7th of this scoreless contest. Nothing across for Saginaw Valley, 0-0.
No runs, 1 hit, no Laker errors, and 1 left on base.
Grand Valley with the bottom portion of the lineup. Hitters 8, 9, and 1. Farrah, Kenningshoff, and then Cirincione. The first 3. There's a little piece of paper down in the circle there. And I bet that's the little cheat sheet that teams use to either tell the pitcher what signals to use or what the tendencies of the hitters are. But I think it was Jacqueline Groves. She walked by it. Wonder if the umpire is going to see it or if it even matters. But that fell out of somebody's pocket. And I'm assuming it was the pocket of the pitcher who's facing Farrah, who had a base hit the last time up. She's swinging here, a little pop fly on the left side. And that is out number 1. So Gersh retires the first pitch swinging Libby Fair. Here's Kenningshoff. A ground out, hit into a fielder's choice, which was a base hit that was stolen from her because the runner, here's a line drive right to Gersh, and that's out number 2. That previous at bat for Kenningshoff hit one into center field. Goodman, the pinch runner, thought it had been caught when it hadn't been.
Now
by
the Lakers, it's the right fielder, number 20,
Panashik.
Joanna Cirincione.
She retreated toward first base, and Panashik picked up the ball and threw to second for a force. So now 2 out. Nobody on. Grand Valley making it rather simple here for Groves in the 7th. A couple of early swings, and now it's up to Cirincione. One ball to Joanna. Hollister will bat next if this hitter gets aboard. It's a good eye by the veteran right fielder. 2-0 the count now. Grand Valley would love to get back to those 3-4 hitters again. They're going to need to do some work here, though. And that's not going to do it. Down to Gills, steps on the bag. Bottom of the 7th coming up. Still no score between the Cardinals and the Lakers today from Allendale, Michigan.
The Lakers go down and away.
Is back out in the circle here, and in the 7th, she gets a little bit, maybe, of a respite. She got through the tough hitters in the 6th, allowing only a double to Gersh. So it's going to be hitters 6, 7, and 8, Moose Thompson and Campagna. And I talked with Dana Callahan earlier this week about what the pitching plan was. And she said it's going to be Hannah Beatis unless somebody pries the ball out of her hand, which she made it clear that that wasn't going to be something she was going to do. So Hannah will roll on here I think Grand Valley would not like to see her go too long because they would certainly expect to use her in the second game if it goes to that. Moose batting here, the third baseman. Ground out to third, ground out to short. And 2 at-bats. Took a great play by Goebel to get her in her last at-bat on a slow roller. A little different situation from what Grand Valley is used to. Playing here at home, they're almost always the home team, but today the visitors. So the tie-ups belong to Saginaw Valley, a chance to win every time they come at bat. 2-0 the count. And I think that time Moose might have helped her out a little bit. That ball looked to me to be a little bit off the plate to the inside, and she opened up and tapped it foul on the third base side. We'll see if Hannah Beatis can take advantage. She wants to get rid of that rock and get a new one. And the Towel Brigade will take over again in the Grand Valley dugout. If Saginaw Valley scores here, we will go to a second game. There's a tapper. Kenningshoff has got it. Strong throw across again by Megan. Her play has been elite at third base throughout the tournament. That's out number 1. Paige Thompson, the catcher. Strikeout and a pop-up to third in her last at-bat. Beatis getting right here. This player stands close to the plate, and she's really not in a great position to handle that pitch right there. That inside delivery looks like it's going to tie her up as she crowds the dish. That one right in under the hands and over the plate for strike 1. And a little bit late on that one. If Grand Valley can get it to the 8th inning, they might be in a position to do some damage. Hitters 2, 3, and 4 slated to go for Grand Valley if Saginaw Valley is not able to push a run across here. Paige Thompson 0-2 with 1 out against Hannah Beatis in the last of the 7th. And there is out number 2, a swinging strike. So Beatis goes to her best stuff right there.
Number 17, Maddie Campagna.
And Campagna bats now. Grounded out to Goebel and struck out in her 2 previous plate appearances. Sydney Hero, the number 9 hitter, is in the on-deck circle for Saginaw Valley if this hitter can get aboard. 2 quick outs, though, for Beatis and the Lakers here in the bottom of the 7th. Here's a tap. Kenningshoff has got it, and again sends it across. Another fine play on the high hopper by the Laker third sacker. Extra innings here in our game today. We go to the 8th. Still no score between Grand Valley and Saginaw Valley. Go to extra innings, I suppose it was inevitable that we would see this player out in the circle for Saginaw Valley as their ace, Emily Depew. In-game winner on the year. Pitched in relief and picked up the victory against Missouri St. Louis yesterday after losing earlier in the day to Grand Valley. She pitched quite well for 6 innings against the Lakers. Gave up a run on a Goebel double in the first inning and then held the Lakers off the sheet until they exploded for 5 runs in their last at bat in the 7th. Saginaw Valley feeling pretty good about themselves right now, the Cardinals. But Grand Valley will test Depew early on here, and it's a smart move, I think, again, by Schock. His pitcher, Groves, started to get measured a little bit in that last inning, and he probably sensed that she was just about out of gas. So it's Hannah Hollister, who was sacrificed, grounded to short, and had a base hit. In her appearances, she takes a strike from Depew. Depew is a local West Michigan player from Lowell, just to the east of Grand Rapids. Beating Grand Rapids is probably one of the things that really motivates her more than anything else. Hollister ran up as if to slap at that one and didn't really come very close. 0-2 now. Goebel bats next for Grand Valley. Infield in, outfield's in. That pitch is up. Look at Campagna out there. She's playing really almost short center field, and she's the right fielder. 2-2 now. I don't know the last time they had an inside the park home run here at Grand Valley, but if this player who can run hit one past the first baseman, the race might be on. 3-2 as Depew tried to get her to nibble. She wasn't offering. Now you got to believe it's going to be something firm and in the zone, and you got to make this hitter hit her way on if you're Saginaw Valley. And that is up high after an 0-2 start. 4 straight misses by Depew.
Brings up the shortstop, number
And
9,
here's Goebel,
Lydia
who
Goebel.
very nearly had a 2-run extra base hitter last time up, and maybe would have been, except for the fact that Saginaw Valley was playing her with 4 outfielders. Lydia Goebel, All-America selection last year, certainly to be one again this season. Boy, she is looking to just crush one right now. She's got a fast runner on base, facing Emily Depew. That's 5 in a row away from the plate to Goebel. Although missing to Goebel is not such a bad idea all the time. Sometimes a walk to this player is a victory. Goebel in the air to right. This is going to be a tag play. We'll see Hollister go. She does, and she's going to make it easily down at second. So Goebel, in a sense, it's kind of an airborne bunt, you might say. Gets the runner to second base with 1 out, and that brings up Morgan Wagner.
Bat for the Lakers, it's the catcher, number 7, Morgan
Probably
Wagner.
a disappointing at bat for Lydia Goebel. I think she chased a ball that was up a little bit and away. But Hollister made it quite easily after the catch in right field by Campagna. And now we're going to have another discussion here about what to do with this hitter. Well, I don't really know. They didn't walk Lydia Goebel when it was second and third with a base open. And I can't really understand what this would be about, but the umpire is giving Schock a wide berth on these conferences. There have been quite a few of them. Could this be a bunt situation for Wagner? I doubt it. This is the one element I think the umpires could have done maybe a little bit better job of in this game and maybe in the tournament. A lot of discussion, a lot of talking about things that are going on, and I think it's just basic strategy sessions. And now, what are they saying? That the runner at first left? Dana Callahan's coming out. She can't believe it. There's no way that Hollister went early there. And she is ripping into the umpire. Saginaw Valley thinks it's 2 outs. That is unbelievable. It happened yesterday, Grand Valley. Apparently it's happened again today. There's no way that Hollister took off early. She knew that that ball was deep enough and that Campagna was not going to get her. I happened to be looking down that way, looked right at her, and thought everything was perfect. But, boy, the umpire capitulated there. And after asking for the appeal, Saginaw Valley got it. Nobody on, 2 out. And it's been a base running nightmare for Grand Valley as Wagner steps in. Well, maybe after this one's over, we can go back and check it out. I'm not sure if we have the picture, but there was absolutely no percentage in Hollister leaving early there. She knew she was going to make it. Fastest runner on the team, or close to it. And with the right fielder, with her back to the infield, down the line, in the corner, fighting to locate that ball, it was an easy play for Hollister to get to second. Wagner's going to take. Dana Callahan knew the call was not going to be changed when she went out there, but she made her complaint known. Wagner takes that one on the corner, 3-1. Seems like everything has gone against the team in white today in terms of calls and base running and everything else. Wagner still has a chance to do some damage. And there's the Bronx cheer for the umpire for that ball 4 call.
Now
that'll bring up Camoris.
Number 19, Kelsey Camoris.
Camoris, oh my goodness. Would that have been something? Rifled down in the corner in right field. It's going to take something special to get Wagner around. She runs a little bit better than you think, but certainly not in the Cirincione, Hollister, Eliana Island category for wheels. 0-1 the count. Boy, Camoris would love to launch one. That is right down the middle. That was the pitch maybe to do it on. We're in the top of the 8th inning. Grand Valley, the visiting side for this game against Saginaw Valley. Emily Depew pitching against Hannah Beatis, and I think it's pretty much a given that if Saginaw Valley wins this game, that rivalry will continue on. In the air to center field. Panache! This could do it! Wagner's going to get waved. Can she get there? She's coming home. She scores the run, and Grand Valley has gone ahead. Panache couldn't quite do it. Morgan Wagner, though, what an effort to get all the way around the bases. And it's a double to make it a 1-run lead for the Lakers. And now they've got a runner at second with 2 out. And Island comes to the plate. Well, we were almost preparing for a Grand Valley walk-off. Had to check myself there because Grand Valley, by virtue of the pregame coin flip, is the visiting team. Would have been a terrific walk-off for the seniors of Grand Valley in their what could be their final home game here, but we still got a ways to go, so let's not jump the gun on that. Here's Island batting with a run in, a walk to Wagner, a double past Panashik, and now Island with her chance to add to the total. She was thinking about bunting, took it for ball 1. Boy, there was never any doubt that Dana Callahan was going to send the runner. I think Panashik did have a little trouble getting that ball out of her glove. Island bunts, the throw across, and that's out number 3. So Grand Valley gets the go-ahead run in the form of Wagner, the RBI by Kelsey Camoris. We go to the last half of the 8th inning. One more chance for Saginaw Valley to tie or push ahead here in this NCAA tournament game on the Grand Valley Sports Network.
11, Sydney Hero.
All right, to the bottom of the 8th we go. Grand Valley needing 3 outs to wrap up a regional title. Saginaw Valley needing a run to prolong this game. 2 would get them into a 1-game playoff for the regional title. Sydney Hero starts it off against Hannah Beatis, who's allowed only a couple of hits in this one. There's a smash on the right side. Spicer over to the glove side to make the play. And that is out number 1. First pitch swinging. Hero goes down 4-3. And now it's Olivia Sabin stepping in. Beatis looking in against Sabin, who is hitless so far. And that's a foul tip into the glove of Morgan Wagner. Good location right there for strike 1. Pulled the string there. A little smile from Hannah Beatis. Oh, 2 now with Kate Panashik, the center fielder, waiting on deck. 1 gone here in the last of the 8th. Grand Valley is pushed ahead with a run. Tried to get her to chase upstairs, but Sabin is a little too wise for that. 1-2 the count. Outfield still medium depth, straight away. That's a change up in the dirt. 2-2 now. And we know that if you're a pitcher, this is the situation where you want to make it happen. You don't want the count to run full. Little tap foul right at the plate. Big swing by Sabin. She was actually out in front of that one, just nubbed it off the end of the bat. Hannah Beatis will take a little walk around to get herself ready. Part of her mental preparation, likes to throw that ball hard into her glove, snap it in there, and go through her routine, almost like a pre-shot routine for a golfer. 2-2 coming. Swing and a miss. And Grand Valley now 1 out away. And the Grand Valley crowd rises to give their pitcher a little bit of a boost. Not like she needs one, but it's Kate Panashik, a good player and a dangerous hitter. 1 for 3 in this game. Strikeout, a single, and a fly ball to left. Hannah Beatis just wants to keep this hitter in the park. That's a pitch on the outside corner, strike 1. Rhythmic clapping from the Grand Valley people. That one is just a touch inside. 1-1 the count. I think the Grand Valley outfielders have backed up just a smidge. Beatis looking in. In the air to right field, it's Cirincione who puts it away. And the Lakers have the victory and the NCAA tournament regional title. Well, it was an exciting extra frame that they played. And there's still some chattering going on between the 2 teams. A slam dunk of the ball in the middle of the field, but I think it all drains away with the handshake here. There won't be a lot of niceties, but I think everybody will let go here as these 2 teams say goodbye to each other for 2023. A great outing for Hannah Beatis. If it is her final performance, as we think it is here at Grand Valley, she'll end on a high note. And likewise, the other seniors, including Morgan Wagner, who raced home from first base on the RBI double by Kelsey Camoris in the top of the 8th to give Grand Valley the sole run in this ball game. So it's 3 up and 3 down for Grand Valley. They beat Saginaw Valley yesterday 6-0 after beating the University of Missouri St. Louis 2-1 in the first game. The Lakers get the shutout win in this one. They will march on in the NCAA tournament. So that'll wrap it up for our broadcast here from Allendale, Michigan, as we take a look at the mastery that Grand Valley had here this week. And we should point out the infield defense, well, and the outfield defense was awful good for the Lakers throughout this tournament. And again today, certainly Goebel,
Koenig, Schaaf, and Spicer all doing the trick. And how about Cerencioni throwing out a runner from the outfield today on what looked like a base hit. So with that, we will say goodbye to you. For our producer-director, Bill Cuppy, I'm Tom Cleary, and for the rest of our broadcast crew, we thank you for joining us on the Grand Valley Sports Network. Grand Valley moves on in the NCAA Division II Softball Championship with the victory today. Our final score, it's Grand Valley 1, Saginaw Valley 0 in 8 from Allendale, Michigan.